बताना भूल गया मैं। रुक जा, मैं आ रहा हूँ, चल नीचे आता हूँ, फिर बताता हूँ थोड़ी देर में। मैं तो आती लगा लेता हूँ। नहीं, अभी मैसेज आते हैं। और अगर मान ले कल सुबह हम क्लास गए और ऐसे ही गए तो फिर वो चिपकेगा नहीं ना। अभी लगा के सो जाना। तो अभी लगा के सोऊंगा तो फिर क्लास जाऊंगा तो चिपकेगा नहीं ना। ना ना ना, सूख जाते रहो, पानी ऐसा होता है, सूख जाता है। जब मैं लेके आता हूँ ऊपर।
गाइस मेरा अब ब्लूटूथ था, क्यों कौन है जी? क्यों है ये माजरा, दिल बता। सटा दे गाइस। तो तो गाइस जैसा कि आपको मालूम है, हम लोग टॉर्चर्ड हट पढ़ रहे हैं लोग। अरे यार, और हम लोग का चैप्टर 21 चल रहा है, और चैप्टर 21 के स्टार्ट होती है, ही सेड नेक्स्ट टू द ओपन सीट with a black hoodie the on with the hood। लगता है ये 21 तो हम लोग शायद पढ़ लिए हैं लोग। मुझे लगता है मुझे 22 पे जाना चाहिए, 22 टॉर्मेंट। इसके बाद टॉर्मेंट पढ़ेंगे, लेकिन ये तो ख़त्म तो पहले होने दो, पहले इसको ख़त्म तो होने तो उसके बाद तो टॉर्मेंट पढ़ेंगे ना। तो पहले हम चलते हैं 22 पे, शायद 21 हमको लग रहा है कि हम पढ़ लिए हैं, ठीक है। तो 22, आई नो मंडे मुड्डी गाय बट आई नेवर सीन हिम गेट सो एंग्री स्पेशली ओवर। हाँ शायद ये हम लोग नहीं पढ़ा है। तो इसी से स्टार्ट करते हैं, क्योंकि थोड़ा सा इसको एडजस्ट कर लेते ताकि हमारे आँख पे उतना इफेक्ट ना पड़े। क्या है ना, आँख थोड़ा सा जलने लगता है कहीं ना कहीं, और जब जलने लगता है तो बहुत ज़्यादा वो होता है कि भाई, लेकिन फिर भी क्या करें। अब एक ग्लासेस लेना सोच रहा हूँ कि थोड़ा सा वो ले लूँ, होता है ना ब्लू रे वाला कुछ करके आता है, वो उसको लेने से थोड़ा सा आँखों पे उतना जोर नहीं पड़ता है, और आँख पे, क्योंकि मुझे ना कहीं आँखों में थोड़ा सा वो ब्लैक डॉट्स वगैरह दिखते हैं, मतलब वो परछाई जैसा होता है ना कि हाँ, कहीं अगर वाइट स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हो तब मान चले कि हाँ यहाँ पे दिख रहा है, वहाँ पे दिख रहा है, तो ऐसा नहीं दिखता है, ऐसा कहीं नहीं दिखेगा कि हाँ हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है। लेकिन अगर मैं थोड़ा सा ध्यान से देखूंगा तो वो उससे मुझे पता चलता है ना कि हाँ थोड़ा सा मतलब केयर ना करने के कारण मेरा आँख थोड़ा सा मतलब थोड़ा थोड़ा डैमेज हो रहा है, तो उस डैमेज से धीरे धीरे बचाया जाएगा। अब क्या कर सकते हैं भाई, डेली का यही काम है, डेली का स्क्रीन टाइमिंग कम से कम मेरा नहीं हुई तो नहीं तो 8 से 9 10 घंटे के आसपास तो होगा ही होगा, और धीरे धीरे ये बढ़ते जा रहा है। हाँ ऐसे ऐसे में ठंडा रहेगा। तो हम अपना स्टोरी स्टार्ट करते हैं दिल के साथ। ओके, तो हम लोग टॉर्चर्ड हार्ट पे थे लोग, और टॉर्चर्ड हार्ट के 22 पेज नंबर पे हैं लोग, मतलब 22 चैप्टर पे हैं लोग। अगर इस पर्टिकुलर इसका लिंक चाहिए हुआ तो आप मुझे बता देना, मैं कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन कर दूंगा। वैसे बहुत अच्छा स्टोरी है, बस थोड़ा सा एक्सप्रेशन में लाना पड़ेगा, डेली पढ़ना पड़ेगा, या फिर एक दिन में 2 चैप्टर्स वगैरह पढ़ने पड़ेंगे, तो ताकि आप लोगों को थोड़ा समझ में आएगा। क्योंकि अगर आप ज़्यादा अच्छे से नहीं पढ़ो तो फिर उतना तो मज़ा नहीं आएगा, ठीक है, उस हिसाब से। एनी he is a moody guy, but I have never seen him get so angry, especially over something so little as a ship plane. Till spoke as us 4 girls were walking to our next classes. Frankie just laughed in the background. भाग गया, सुंदरता भाग गई। I can agree on that. He is always grumpy, and to be honest, He barely talk yet he speaks wow specs ग्लासेस की बात कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे स्पीक लिखा है तो मैं स्पेक्स इंग्लिश तो भाई ऊपर से जा रही है मेरे speaks up in class about having to sit next to you. Adira questioned to herself. Must have slept on the wrong side of the bed last night. She finished her sentence and the girl laughed in response. Oh, maybe one of his many girls was being too clangy this morning. Frankie sneaked into the conversations, her eyes hitting at something. The girl laughed.
हाँ तो मेरे को कहा तू ही ब्लिंकिट कर दे तो क्या दिक्कत है फिर
I saw that Bond didn't leave his room until 7 a.m. Saw her sneaking out this morning. Tilly mentioned raising her eyebrows at the girls. Just stay quiet once again, not wanting to even speak about him, and the girls seems to be keeping themselves pretty inside as we. Pikachu. Thank you, ma'am. As we walked to the school, the rest of the day off was pretty slow. Getting the first day of classes was always going to be hard. Trying to understand everything, all this new informations, getting used to classrooms, e- etiquette, what to do and what not to do. The final class finished and I was in the kitchen with Tilly, Axel and Flina. The common room was honestly quieter than I thought it would be, but I am assume all the students were getting ready in their rooms before the party started. Okay, we are in the parties, guys. There were a few people sitting up, moving the furniture seat up for a better setup for the party and cleaning up the space. How do you find your first day of class? Flinny nudged his elbow into me and his eyes taking in mine as we all stood near the tabletop in the kitchen. Boom! Okay, sir. Tilly was looking around the cupboards, grabbing different tight little snacks. It was interesting, but glad the first day is over. I say, taking a deep breath in and out like a big sigh. A good day with weight off my shoulders. Okay. फर्नीचर आज लगता है क्लीनिंग हार्ड नॉइज्ड NUDGED आज का क्योंकि मैंने चाहता कि मैं एकदम हार्ड वर्ड्स ले लूँ तो मैं आज का जो वर्ड है मेरा वो है नज NUDGE नज। और कल हमने कुछ ज़्यादा ही आज डेट कितना है आज 10 तारीख है और हम 11 तारीख तक पहुँच गए। चलिए एक वर्ड आगे चल रहे हैं फिर भी ठीक है। और आज 12वां जो वर्ड है हमारा वो है ग्रेविंग डिफरेंट लिटिल स्नैक्स। नज है हमारा NUDGE NUDGED नज्ड। मुझे ये पास्ट फॉर्म है ठीक है क्योंकि इसमें ED लगा है तो नज ही होगा। लेकिन फिर भी आज का हमारा वर्ड कंप्लीट हुआ और हम फिर कल देखेंगे कोई दूसरा वर्ड। तब तक आगे पढ़ते हैं। Nudged his elbow into me and his eyes taking in mine as we all stood near the tabletop in the kitchen. Tilly was looking around the cupboard, grabbing different little snacks. It was interesting but glad the first day is over. I say, taking a deep breath in and out like a big sigh. A good weight off my shoulder. The first day is always a lot and can be Pretty boring. Flynn spoke with a warm smile towards me, his eyes examining my face as he spoke. Once the first day is done, it gets a lot easier. He promised me. Where is he? He promised me. Tilly turned around and stopped her scrumming for snacks and looked at Flanny and I. On my first day, I vomited when the teacher asked me a question. In front of the whole class, she explained and gesturing with her hands. What happened? I'm pretty much saying you can't get lower than that. The group laughed at her story. Yeah, you can get lower than that. Axel jogged around as he stood up, taking a big taking a bag of chips off from Tilly's pile of snacks that was slowly building bit by bit on the countertop. Hey, put that back! The squeals as she attempts to snatch right off his hands, but he was too quick for him. These snacks are for us girls when we are getting ready, she explains. Lenny turns around to Axel, and his eyes focus on the pocket of chips in Alex's hand. He swiftly stands up, and ever so quickly, Flanny managed to grab a hold of his hand, turn him around so he couldn't move or do anything unless he wanted to pop his shoulder out. Alex, Axel struggles as Fleeny takes his chips from Axel's hand and chucks it back on the table for Tilly. Come on, man. I was hungry. He laughed. Even though the swift movement of Flanny and Alex almost getting injured in the process. It looks as it looks as though this is the usual around here. We all laugh at the encounter and playful joke, but in all honesty, that was impressive. Impressive that he was able to do that so effortless. To be able to grab his hand, turn him around, and have him pretty much unable to move all in one switch. It was impressive yet intimidating, sort of hot yet scary. Anyway, we better go and set getting ready. Tilly said, grabbing all these snacks in her arms and looking at me. So we'll see you later, Octavia. Franny asked me, his face hopefully I think it about it briefly but quickly replied back. I think I'm just going to stay in, I say without any confidence, knowing they all be annoyed I'm not showing up. What? Alex asked. What? Alex asked. You are lying. Flanny stares, looking at me with confusion before I could speak to explain myself. Still cut me off. Don't worry, guys. I'll convince her. We'll see you guys later. And with her one free hand, she grabs and pulls me along with her and up this chair before could even explain myself. Tilly and I head up the stairs and walk through the corridor until room 37. She swings open the door, the free hands, and we walk in. The room had such a vibe to it. The sun was staring starting to sit in between the sets of the curtains, the subtle music playing in the background, and the girls getting ready. I bought snacks. Tilly squealed as she sucked them all over her bed. Oh, the cup of our drinks, she finished as she sat on her bed. I am beyond excited. Frankie spoke highly. She was curling her short blonde hair. कर्लिंग, मेरा तो खुद से कर्ली है बे, मैं अब क्या करूँ इसमें. I can't wait to drink. Adira walked over to her bag and taking out these two large bottle of what looked like to be clear water, but even though with my abusive part, I knew it a bit about alcohol. That's all I could smell every time my dad would come down those stairs. He almost always had a drink in his hand. He'd always put it down by the stair before he would deal with me. Then and pick it up once he was done and left. One day he left it near me and forget about it. Me being so incredibly bored, I thought I'd try it. I spat it out immediately. The alcohol was so strong and my mouth was already dry from the little water and food I was given. I am trying to move away from my past, trying not to let it affect me, but it's so hard when there are so many remembered of what I went through. I snack. I shake my head subtly to try and forget. Adira take out four red cups. My brain realized she was pouring one for me. I immediately stopped her. Please no. Oh, you don't need to pour me one. It's okay. I'm not going tonight. I say, shaking my head and half smiling to not feel bad because I know they are going to be push me to go. Well, that's just not happening. Adira stopped pouring the liquid into the cup and faced me with a cheeky yet demanding smile. Yeah, come on, girl. You have to, you have to, Frankie busted out as she was putting on some makeups. She looked beautiful, they all did. I fully 1000% agree. Tilly chimed in herself before she took a deep breath. Look, we'd understand it being a big day, but it's your first house party. You can't miss this opportunity to kiss a few hot boys, okay? She pushed for a second as she come over to me and release a smile my way. How about I do your makeup quickly and fix up your hair, pick an outfit and see how you feel. She looked at me with so much hope in her eyes. I really didn't want to let her down. Okay, yeah, you could try that. I say, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to go. So many people's alcohols, it will be too much. But I suppose I have to start getting ready and then see how I feel. Guys, we are on 23. Tilly spent 15 minutes sitting with me on my bed. The makeup spilled all around us, and she was putting some light coverage makeup on. It felt so unusual having it on my face, but once Tilly was done, she lifted up the mirror, and for once I thought I looked nice. Wow, only nice? There, you all done. You look so pretty. She gave me a big hug. Now, time to pick an outfit. She stands up from the bed. I follow her lead. We walk back over to her wardrobe and open the doors. She picks out this black mini dress and hands it to me. My eyes winded, thinking how I'm going to wear it. She pushed me in the bathroom to get changed. I get understand quickly and put on the mini dress. It hugged my body tightly. I didn't even want to look at myself in the mirror. I knew I wasn't going. I opened the door. Tilly looks at me, and the other girls were rushing around getting changed. You have to wear that. You look so hot. I shrugged my shoulder. Not sure if I can believe that. Well, we are ready, and so are you. She pauses. So we are going to head down now. It's up to you what you want to do. Okay. There's a drink by your bedside table if you change your mind, Tilly said, trying to brave a smile. While the girls pulled up towards the door to leave, both a little bummed. I'm not going. They all gave me a little wave and head out the door. I sat down on the end of my bed. I take a deep breath in though my nose are back out. My thoughts spinning around in my head. I was tempered. I was tempted to go, but my thoughts would go back to London, and how he treated me the last couple of days. What he said, I just don't know if I could do it. As my eyes wandered with my mind, my eyes catch the glimpse of my red up, filled with liquid courage. I'd lie if I don't say I wasn't integri- in- integrated on what it tasked test, like especially considering I'm not starving anymore and chained up in the basement. I stand up and the walk over and a, grab a hold of the cup. Okay, वो पकड़ने वाला. I don't think I even want to smell it. In one swell, I take a gulp of my drink. I could feel it going down my throat and entering my body. I was waiting for the intensely sharp pain of the alcohol to hit my taste bud, but it sort of didn't. I mean, I could taste the alcohol, but it was mixed with some soda, tasted lemon. I actually enjoyed the taste. It took me by surprise. I kept an hold of my drink, thinking another gulp as I walk over to the mirror. And since putting on my dress, I have a look at what I look like. I took another gulp. What is gulp means? I must to write the word again because it seems a bit interesting. Okay, I'll write here and after GULP gulp. I have written that particular. Today I had picked two words. I took another gulp, and the first thought I had in my head while I look at my body in this mini dress was I don't like half as bad. I let out my messy ponytail and allow my hair to flow over my shoulders. It was messy, but I couldn't be bothered brushing it. It stood for walked. I had thought at last, at least. I, I take another gulp of my drink before I sit back down on my bed. I could hear the slight bass of the music rumbling the walls of the bedroom, the lighting gumbles of the song being sung by the students, but one wasn't loud enough for me to make out the words. I'm not sure if it was the alcohol I just consumed, but I was thinking about hopping into bed and just feeling asleep. But it's like my brain switched all I could think, and here was the music downstairs. But once again, flashed back to what the London hold told me. Had hold had what the hold told me. I could feel my blood boil and I was getting angry. Why I am letting him control my night, my mood. I'm sick of people controlling everything in my life. First my parents and now he thinks he can. Well, I'm over that shit. If I am going to be at this school, I'm going to be do the things I want to do. And now not let some stupid one sad color wearing COLOUR wearing moody man tell me I can't go to this house party. I stand up, take one last big gulp of the drink to finish it completely. I take a deep breath in and back out to the nastily my nerves. But I think that drink gave me a bit of a push out the door. I definitely want to do this. I mean, I'm nervous, but I am so tired of people controlling me, telling me what to do, trying to shove me down to anything that smell and teeny. And quite frankly, I'm over it. हाँ गलत कर रहे भाई. मैं वो रंग हूँ जो उछल के कभी छूटे ना. Now I reached upstairs and placed my right hand on the rail. It was cold and gave me a severe of goosebumps. I slowly stepped down, each step trying to analyze what I was about to walk into. The kitchen was crowded with people. They were all taking. I opened the door of our from our bedroom, and already the muffled music got a little bit louder. Still couldn't make out the words. I'll, I walked down the crowd. I walked down the corridor towards the steps. With every step, the music get louder. The voice of the student sings and talking. I reached the stairs. Okay, the kitchen was corridor with people. They were all taking and chattering away to each other. The bottles upon bottles of vodka, different size and colors, and I'm sure different tastes. There were snacks in between all this drinking, spread out in different balls, lolly chips, lollies, chips, all sorts of different snacks. It was very messy, and the food was getting spilled across the table every time a hand went in the bowl. I had a couple of steps to go, my eyes scanning the room. It was dark, which didn't help me trying to look for the girls. The speakers were blasting music all though out the crowd area. The light blaring though the room changing color with the beats of the music. The room was muggy. Hot and muggy. What muggy means? Is it contain Maggie? Filled with people dancing around each other, making out and having drunk conversation with their mates. I make it down to the last step and slightly pause as I didn't know where to go. I couldn't see the girls. I noticed some boy looking at me before they whispered to each other. It's like they looked at me up and down before they turned back around to their group and started talking again. I need another drink for me to get the through this party. I scanned the room once more, looking for the girls, but still no sight. I try and push the the crowded kitchen to grab myself a drink. I get over to the kitchen counter. My hips hug the counter as it was so busy. I had barely any room to move once I got there. I reached over to grab a bottle of clear vodka, and last was learning the different type of alcohol there is. I grabbed the bottle and unscrew the lid. Unscrew the lid. I grab an empty, clean red cup and place it next to me. I pour an decent amount of vodka in, and then went to reach for some Pepsi Max to mix with it. But before I could grab it, another hand did. Hey, new girl, I hear next to me, and his body was squared next to me. Squeezed. I look up and see a boy standing there that I haven't seen before. He had light brown brown hair, could even blonded, but the room was so dark it hard to tell. It was curfew and looked like he hadn't washed his hair in 2 weeks. I suppose a bit like mine when I got rescued from my parents. Do I know you? I asked, even though I have clearly never seen this boy in my life. He was a couple centimeters taller than me, and with the crowded kitchen was very closer to me. But our bodies pretty much touching each other. No, but that's what makes it fun. He smirks slyly while pouring some of the Pepsi mix into my cup until it reached the top. Make what fun? I question, confused by his answer, and I look up to him, waiting for his responses. As he hands me my drink and he pick up his own, he laughs as he take a sip of his own drink. You know what we get up to later in my bedroom, he says rather quickly, followed my wink. But before he could even finish his disgusting comment, a shoulder bumped into him purposely, making the boy spill his drink all over the front of his clean shirt. Shut up, my son. I spot Flanny come up beside me after he shouldered him, his eyebrows furrowed and his jaw clenched. He looked disgusted. What the hell, man? I was just talking to her. Manson replied back, looking down at the red liquid, soaking his white shirt, drip falling from his shirt to the floor. No, you were being a dick. Now I'd go clean yourself up, otherwise, you are going to struggle even more than you already do to get a girl to sleep with you. He gave him a slight push in the shoulder to make him walk away. Whatever, she is not even worthy fighting you for, he mumbles under his breath as he backed away into the crowd and slowly disappearing. I chuckled and his little dig at me. I have been called worse. I turned to Flanny, who had now replaced Manson in where he was standing. But I had to look up to actually speak with him. He is so tall. He was wearing little blue demi waist jeans with a white box oversized shirt. His hair was scruffy and the light would hit his blue colored eye so easily. His co- his kolongi was just the right amount, not too overpowering but strong enough to smell when he is next to you. Smelled of a sweet musk scent and it was driven. Diven. You okay? He asked. His furrowed eyebrow returned to normal and his mad expression changed to a worried look. He doesn't know half of what I have been through in my life, but I appreciated the check in. Feels nice, make my body feel warm. I laugh it off and smiled. Haven't reply been asked reply been asked if I am okay before. Yeah, I'm fine. Returning with a warm smile his way, his eyes looking deep into mine. Well, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy to see that you changed your mind. He leaned down as he spoke, so his head was near mine, so I could hear him better, allowing my sense to get filled with his scent. I felt like I was missing out on all the fun. I replied, having to look away from his strong eye contact. I wasn't used to it, but I was enjoying it. Well, then, we should go have some fun, right? It is your first party with us at all, he said as his eyes turned off mine and looking down at my cup. Insteading it, instigating, I take another drink, and so I did. Follow me, he says as he walked past me, waiting for me to follow him. I could see his back muscles, though he thought as I followed him through the chattering crowd, glance looking my way from both boys and girls. The boys were just looking at me up and down, both, but the girls were eyeing me and then realizing I was with Fleming, and then couldn't take their eyes off him. I take a big drink from my cup, the harsh alcohol sinking down my throat, the blaring music blasting in my ears, and the lighting blaming from my eyes. I wondered where he is taking me. And with this, it was 11:03, and we had completed our chapter 23, and we are now at 24, and we will complete it tomorrow night at the same time from 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. or 11 p.m. So guys, if you like my video, if you think you enjoy, do like my video, my live stream, subscribe me, and for more such content, come to my live stream from 10 p.m. onwards. Wishing you a very good night.